Welcome, everybody. Episode 5, Next Man Up Sportscast. Let's get it going. I'm your host, of course, Chooch, and I got with me my brother, as always, Mandy. And we're gonna get into it today. We got a lot of things happening in the sports world, man. A lot of things. And one of those things is we have a revolution on our hands, people. A revolution of young, exciting baseball talent. And you know what? And the old guard is gone. The new guys are coming in and they're taking over. And the one guy, to me, who's just electrifying, he's just taking over the sport. He's becoming the new face of baseball. Mike Trout, who? Max Scherzer, who? Those old guys, who? I'm talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. This kid is lighting it up. I believe he's got 13 home runs now because he just hit one today off of Lance Lynn, who is a ridiculously good pitcher. But Fernando Tatis Jr., mark my words, he's going to be the next guy in the 40-40 club. I can promise you that. He's hitting home runs at an alarming rate. He's stealing bases. He's fast. He's amazing with the glove. He's got a rocket for an arm. There's not a hole in his game right now. Not a hole in his game. And he was just recently brought to your attention because he swung at a 3-0 pitch, hit a grand slam, and people are mad about that because of these unwritten rules that these old heads are talking about. I don't care about no unwritten rules, man. Are you kidding me? Give me something exciting. Give me a home run. Give me a grand slam. Not a take on the 3-0 pitch that's right down the middle. If you're a pitcher and you're upset about it, you need to play a different sport because you don't have a competitive edge in you. I'm telling you right now, Rangers coach, all the Rangers fans who are upset about it, you're wrong. If the kid wants to swing at a 3-0 pitch, throw a better pitch or walk him. Do what you got to do if you don't want to throw to him. But if you throw a fastball right down the middle on a 3-0 count, I'm going to swing. Tatis Jr. is going to swing. And a lot of guys are going to swing. You know why? Because you got to do better to make a competitive pitch, to be a better competitor. So Fernando Tatis Jr., keep doing exactly what you're doing. Tim Anderson, keep doing exactly what you're doing. All these young cats, do what you're doing to make baseball more exciting because the sport has lost its appeal to a lot of the younger generation, and these guys are bringing it back, and I love it. I'm tuning into Padre games now, baby, to see Fernando Tatis Jr. be Fernando Tatis Jr. People
That's
stop
cute.
trying to change him. The guy is awesome.
That's cute. But two things real quick. Number one, if you ever had a 3-0 pitch, the coach is definitely giving you the take sign because you ain't swinging because you cannot hit. Number two, you have a napkin or a towel around? You have a little something in your mouth. You have a little something hanging out right here. You want to go ahead and clean that up real quick. Anyway, look, don't get me wrong. Tatis Jr., he's a beast. 3-0 count, that was so dumb, man. Actually, old guard. Tatis, keep doing what you're doing. You're a stud. But my guy, who I think is just going to be just as good, Tatis Jr., and people probably don't hear about him because he's playing in Toronto and Buffalo, Bo Bichette. Oh, my Lord, this guy is a stud. And do you know why I know about Bo Bichette? Because I bet it a couple of times on Blue Jay games to go under.
He makes it go over.
Yes, you taking my money, bro. One game last week, he went 5 for 5 with a home run that ruined my under. The game after, he had 2 home runs that again ruined my under. Bo Bichette. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on you because you're good. I'm hating on you because you're losing me money, my guy. Again, that's why I know about Bo Bichette. Okay, he's batting .361.
Shortstop, too, with a lot of power.
Right? Great defensive player. He's .361. I think he's top 5 in the major leagues. Okay, and he's number 2 in the American League for batting average.
He's great. Yeah. I've been watching Bo Bichette since last year, so he's not a rookie because he played a little bit last year, and he plays in the AL East, and I watch a lot of Yankee games, so I'm familiar with Bo Bichette too, and the kid is gonna be a stud. The Toronto has a lot of young talent that's gonna be good, first of all, but let's be honest, Mandy, the real reason you really like Bo Bichette, he's kind of cute, he's got the long hair, he's kind of handsome. I know that's why you like him.
I'm not gonna lie. He has a little 5 o'clock shadow playing shortstop. Yeah, man, he's looking good.
He's pretty cute.
No, but you're right about the Blue Jays, man. They have a lot of young talent. And again, I'm gonna say they got Bo Bichette, right?
Calvin
They got
Biggio.
Biggio, right? And they got this guy Guerrero Jr. But he's doing okay. He's straight away, but he's batting sixth in the
Yeah.
Blue Jays lineup.
Yeah.
Sixth. You
And
would think,
because you got
Vlad Guerrero with all the hype he had last year, you think about third or no. He's batting sixth because Bo Bichette and Biggio are lighting things up right now.
yeah, you got Luis Gurriel Jr. and then you also
Yes.
got Teoscar Hernandez who hits the crap out of the ball. And Guerrero Jr. is exactly what his dad was. He's a free swinger. He doesn't strike out a lot. He takes a lot of long at bats and he swings at some bad pitches though, gets him in trouble sometimes. That's why he bats six. But yeah, a lot of young talent in baseball, and I'm freaking pumped about it, man. Let these kids do what they're doing. Like if you got a problem with it, be better. Be better. Like I don't know what else to tell you. It's a
Don't be
professional
down 10
sport.
runs.
Exactly. Don't be down 10 runs. Don't throw a freaking cookie over the plate on 3-0 count. That's your fault. Not Tatis Jr.'s fault. Tatis Jr., the only thing you did wrong, shouldn't have apologized, man. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Who cares? Don't stop. We love it. We love it. That was baseball, man. And baseball's been great lately. A lot of parity, which is cool, and it's good for betting and whatnot. But moving on to the other sport where there is a tremendous amount of parity. We just saw 2 number 1 seeds lose to 2 number 8 seeds. 2. And one of them, I mean, they're both super unexpected. I think we expected Portland a little bit more to beat the Lakers because they have a really great squad there. I didn't see the Magic coming to beat the Bucks. That was insane.
No way.
The Bucks were not playoff ready, and it showed. They got beat up. I expect them to rebound, but you know the Bucks got some issues. But I don't even care about talking about the Bucks because that's a boring team to talk about. Pat Connaughton, who the hell's that guy? You know what I mean? Let's talk about the West Coast matchup. We got LeBron and his Lakers, the destined child LeBron, the guy going for his 4th ring, and he just got stifled by Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard and Carmelo and McCollum. The Lakers got handed a pretty fat L. And I watched that whole game. At no point, there was one point in the game where I thought the Lakers could make a run and come back. And that was when the game was tied 84-84. And then AD came up, missed 2 free throws. Lakers got a stop on the other end. LeBron came up, missed 2 free throws. And I don't know if you know what happened after that. Damian Lillard got the ball. He stepped to the logo and hit a 3 from the logo.
I mean, yeah, look, you cannot, in the Lakers' defense, you can't miss free throws. That's unexcusable, okay? Unexcusable. But in the Lillard case, shooting from the half-court line, if you're the Lakers, you can't defend a pick and roll at half-court line. You just can't. I mean, you wanted to shoot that the entire game. But Lakers, be careful because it is D time. It is Lillard, you know. And
I want to say I saw a stat that said beyond 30 feet, he's shooting about 40%. That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
So you're gonna have to game plan for it eventually, or he's gonna keep beating you.
And
because
I think what happened yesterday with the Lakers, game 1, I should say, it exposed something that I saw. The Lakers drastically need a point guard. Bad.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think what the Lakers need, and I think they're missing it, and we're seeing a big, huge, a way that they need to come back in this is Avery Bradley is a huge loss for them because who's guarding Damian Lillard? Caruso and who else? Either way, honest, it's not a good
the Lakers guarded Damian Lillard really good almost the entire game. He did. He went off in the 4th quarter with those long threes, but you look at quarters 1, 2, 3. I mean, the Lakers did a pretty good job guarding Lillard.
He scored over 30 points. That's not a good job. That's not a good job. They're missing Bradley, and they're really missing Rondo because I know that you say, okay, Rondo, whatever, he's washed, but he plays defense hard. He makes the other point guards on the other team earn it, and they're missing him and Bradley are the 2 guys who really shut down, and have good perimeter defense.
That's what I was going to get at. The Lakers need to put Rondo in the game. What that's going to do is, don't get me wrong, LeBron played really well at that point guard position. I mean, he was backing the guy in, double team. He looked for the open man. He had like 10 assists in the first half.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
He did great. But the thing is, though, the Lakers can't play like that. They really do need a point guard to facilitate and get LeBron going even more because You saw what the Blazers were doing. They were packing that key in. They're putting all 5 guys in the key, man. They're packing it in. That's why AD was shooting from 30 feet the entire night. He couldn't get inside because they're packing it in.
Yeah.
They need a guard or better yet a shooter to extend the defense. Danny Green, bro, you got to make shots. KCP, get on the next flight and come back to LA. I think you'll help out the Lakers more by being at the Staples Center, watching the game. It was bad.
That being said, so my keys for the Lakers, if they want to get back in the series and win, because Portland's out for blood, and they really are. They got to have better perimeter shooting. You can't make 5 threes out of 31 and expect to win the game. That being said, they were in the game being 5 for 31 from the 3-point line. Oh. So a couple of minor adjustments, and the Lakers are right there. It's not panic button mode yet. The game 1 loss is huge. Don't get me wrong. The game 1 loss is huge, but the Lakers need to have better perimeter defense, 100%. They need to shoot better from threes. And their role players need to play. They need to come to play. Where was Caruso? Nowhere to be found. Where was Contavious Caldwell-Pope? Don't even get me started. But see, when that happened, why didn't the Lakers play Dion Waiters a little bit more? Why didn't the Lakers put in J.R. Smith a little bit more? You got to go with what's working. That's why Kuzma got so many minutes. He was actually making some shots. He still shot a really bad percentage, but he was making some shots. He was giving them some energy. I liked Kuzma's performance. I think he could do better, though. So the Lakers need to do that better. One thing I will say that the Lakers did that not a lot of teams have been able to do against Portland is they really shut down Jusuf Nurkic. He only scored 17 points, and one of them was a garbage time dunk. They frustrated him. He had a lot of fouls really early, and that was good. It's good to see them do that to Nurkic because he's been really doing well in the bubble. Now, Hassan Whiteside, on the other hand, had himself a game. He had himself a game. Off the bench. The guy looked amazing. So Lakers got to do something about that. Dwight Howard's got to be more impactful in the game. JaVale McGee's got to put his stamp on the game. They really got to do that. We're looking at the Laker role players right now. They've got to step it up. They really got to step it up. And that's my piece. That's how the Lakers are going to get back in the series and, eventually beat Portland, hopefully. They got to come out with some energy and got to have these role players doing their jobs a lot better.
I totally agree. At the end of the day, I think you summed it up the best where Laker fans, don't panic. Everything went right for the Blazers. Lakers are still in the game, right? I say Lakers in 6. Lakers in 6.
And the reason
will pull off one more. Blazers will pull off one more.
The reason you don't panic is because on the other side of the court, yes, the Blazers have all the momentum and they look great. But on the other side of the court, you have a veteran in LeBron James who's been down 3-1 to the Warriors and came back. So he knows how to do that. He's a great leader, and he's going to get those guys to where they need to be. And that's my piece on the Lakers in Portland. So
we're fine. Let's move on.
Oh, what are we moving on to?
We're moving on to the segment of the show where we collect some money, baby.
Oh,
it's Chooch's Lock of the Week. Lock of the Week.
And we're killing this right now, man. We're 3-1. We're 3-1. I wish we were 4-0. Damn Twins. But hey, we're 3-1. We're looking good. We're looking good.
Hey, by my calculations, 3-1. Right? If you bet $100 on each bet, you're taking them around maybe $250 right now, $260.
Hey, I'll take it every time. I'll take it every time.
So looks like for your Lock of the Week, we're sticking with the MLB. Yes. And it looks like we have a game, the Tigers and the Indians, right?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So, I'm going to let you know about it. So I like the Indians. They've actually been really hot lately. And the Indians are coming in to this game hitting the baseball really well, which has been a struggle for them all year long. Their pitching has been good. Hitting hasn't been great. But right now, they're hitting pretty great right now. And then they're going against a Tigers pitcher in Flumer, who is a standard relief guy, and he's kind of getting the start. He's had 2 good outings, but he's had 3 really bad outings against good teams. So I think the Indians can get to him early, and if the Indians get to him early, I think they'll be okay. The Tigers started off hot, but you're kind of seeing where they're bellowing out. They're an average to below average team now. And the Indians are looking like one of the best teams in baseball, especially in their division. They got to keep winning to keep up with the Twins. So give me the Indians in that one. Lock them up. That's my lock of the week. And I have an underdog again, and we finally got in the win column with the underdog.
Hey.
Rangers covered 3-2. My boy Lance Lynn shut it down. And who do we got for the underdog of the week? What's the matchup?
Underdog of the week, the matchup looks like it's going to be the Southside Chicago
Oh
Cubs
yeah.
against our Chicago White Sox, right? A little crosstown rivalry.
Yes. So I believe the White Sox are on the south end of Chicago, though. So
I'm not from Chicago, so I could care less.
so I like the White Sox in this one. They're going to be the underdog because Lester's on the mound on the other side. He's 2-0. The Cubs are actually a team that's looking really good. But I like Dallas Keuchel this year a lot, man. He's got 2 losses, but his ERA is under 4. It's like under 3.5. He starts off really, really hot. So a really popular bet for me when the White Sox are on is I take the first 5.5 innings, the under. So usually it hits when Dallas Keuchel's on the mound. He throws that changeup really well. He gets a lot of ground ball outs, and he doesn't keep a high pitch count. So he usually goes pretty deep into games. So I like the White Sox offense behind Dallas Keuchel to upset the Cubs in this one.
Oh, man, sounds good to me. So just to recap, your underdog, for people out there, your underdog is not a lock. It's just, a team that's not supposed to win. You're picking to upset the favorites, and you have the White Sox being their crosstown rivals, the Cubs.
Yeah, the underdog is a long shot pick. You can take it if you want. You definitely don't have to. I'm gonna lock it in though. So, but definitely that lock. Make sure you put that lock in, man. I put some stuff on our IG last week. I got some nice bank on that lock. I actually live bet it when the team was losing to get even more on it, and whoo, what a payout, baby. So make sure you lock in Chooch's lock of the week. Been making you some good money lately, so definitely do that.
Sounds good. And I think next we have a guest interview, right? A little guest speaker.
Man. Yeah, Fire. Man. So this one was actually it's a unique interview. So we've been definitely interviewing guys who got some who are there, got some college experience, some professional guys, guys who are kind of where they want to be. But this guy is no different, I know not a ton of people have heard about this guy yet, because he's the next man up. You know what I mean? He's the next guy coming. He's 7'2", Filipino named Kai Soto. And remember the name because I promise you, you're going to hear it. This guy is skipping college. He's going straight to the G League to play basketball. It's a bold move, and we talked to Kai about that, and I can't wait for you to hear his answer because as young as he is, he's 18 years old. He's very poised, and, because he's Kai Soto, he's got the pressure of a whole country on him that want him to make it to the NBA, and that's huge. That's so big. Being 18 years old and you got the whole country rooting for you and got all that pressure on you, it's exciting, but it's also a little bit, it's a lot of pressure for a young guy. So let's bring him on. Let's talk to Kai Soto.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, Kai. My name is Edward. My brother and I, we run a podcast here. And we're from Los Angeles, or more specifically in the Eagle Rock area in California. And where we're from, actually, there's a really large Filipino population here. And so what my question for you was going to be, so if there's another Filipino kid, and he really wants to make a name for himself in the basketball world, what's one thing you would tell him to do? What's one piece of advice you'd give him?
You're saying if he's Filipino?
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't have a whole lot of basketball role models really to look up to.
I think he should be committed to be a proud Filipino first, and then that's when Filipinos will appreciate and love him and start to watch him, and just keep working hard. And I think that's always the thing that's been said to players.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great answer, man. And we actually have a league out here. It's kind of cool. It's called the FASA League, and it's only for guys under 6 foot tall. So it's a big Filipino heavy population, But you being 7'2", so that's definitely someone that they're gonna look up to.
Yeah.
But another thing I wanted to ask you. So my question to you is what was the reason that made you want to just opt and go play in the G League as opposed to maybe trying NCAA basketball or any other type of college basketball?
I think that's a good question. I also considered the option of going to college because I want to really experience how it feels to be on a college and
Right.
play for a college. But for my goal to go into the NBA, I think G League is a great choice because you'll be around NBA caliber coaches, players, and staff. So you would just learn how to actually live like an NBA player every day.
Yeah.
Teach you how to be professional and everything. And I think that's why I chose G League.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of guys opting for that option right now. You even look at, like LaMelo Ball and stuff like that, where they're just, trying to get more professional experience under their belt, before coming to the NBA, because that part can be the struggle. So, yeah, no, I think it's a good choice for you too, man. And our podcast is called Next Man Up Sportscast, and we focus on guys like you, who are I mean, you got a lot of Instagram followers and you're blowing up and stuff like that, but you're not at the NBA level yet. So we're definitely really happy to be able to talk to you, to be able to show, a lot of people here in the United States that, Kai Soto's the real deal, man. And if I could ask one last question for you, man,
Sure.
if you could pick one NBA team, who would you want to play for and why? Because you're going to get there, man. I believe in you.
Yeah, that's a good question. I have some favorite teams that I really like to watch, but if you ask me if I would like be in an NBA team, I don't know. I can't choose as long as I make it to the NBA and be one of
Okay, better yet, who would you want to play
players.
next to, I guess? Who would you want to play next to and learn from?
Oh, who do I want to play next to? I think I want to play. I think I want to play with Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
For now, I think he would be a great teammate. And there's so much players that I want to be that I want to play with, but I think he's the one that first come to mind.
Absolutely, probably learned a lot from him. Same skill set, big man and stuff. That'd be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that myself. Kai, so I know you talked about that you were, you've been working out almost like 4 times a day. It seems like at times. What's in your playlist, man? What have you been listening to? You picked up any American music, or what gets you going, man? What gets you hyped up?
Me, I grew up in the Philippines, so we listen to pop music, R&B, then hip hop. I think in that order for me.
Okay.
So I just mix it up every day. I just mix it up. Sometimes I listen to hip hop. Sometimes I want to listen to R&B to get to help myself. Calm myself.
Calm down.
And then, yeah.
Who's your favorite American artist? Would you say?
Chris Brown.
Okay.
Chris Brown's my favorite American artist all time.
When Manny Pacquiao fights in Vegas, he stays and trains in Eagle Rock. Kobe Paras, your predecessor to the big stage basketball, he came to school in LA and he stayed and lived in Eagle Rock. So my question to you is, when will Kai Soto come to Eagle Rock, to our neighborhood, and speak to all the Filipinos out here?
I think as of now I can't answer that because I don't really I don't really know when I'll be available to visit that place. But it would be great for me if I can visit there and to be there. And if you guys invite me, why not?
Hey, Cathedral High School. I'm the athletic director there. That's where Kobe Paras went. You'll be more than welcome. I have a whole gym for you. State of the art. It's all for you, man. Just hit me up.
Thank you.
We got you, Kai.
All right, people, man. That was Kai Soto. And to me, that was a very special interview that we had because, this kid is really going to blow up, man. And us growing up in Glassell Park, Eagle Rock area, our brothers, the Filipinos out there, man, we grew up with them. I got to say is this, okay? I never met another culture that loves a sport as much as Filipinos love basketball. And that's facts. That's pure fact. And again, we said that, maybe Kai Soto isn't a household name yet here in LA because he's from the Philippines. He played high school ball out there in Atlanta. So we don't know too much out here. But trust me, you're going to know Kai Soto real soon. And I'm just glad that he came on our show and spoke to us. Because you know what? Like my brother said, he's going to be the next man up real soon.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to my boys at the FASA League. All my
Basa.
Filipino brothers in Eagle Rock. Shout out Regine, all my guys. But we're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on to rapid fire sports trivia with Mandy.
I'm nervous.
And if you guys watched last show, Mandy went an abysmal 1 for 5. 1 for 5. And that's just how we like it on this show. We like to see Mandy not do so good. Because last week we pumped him up. He got 5 out of 5. He was on fire on rapid fire. But we threw some ice water on him and we cooled him down, folks. We really cooled him down.
60% Mandy.
And we'll see if he can keep that up. We want to get him a little bit lower. So help me out. Send me some questions. Let's stump Mandy. DM us on Instagram. Send us some trivia questions. It can be about anything. We'll ask him, and I guarantee you won't get it right anyway, but you'll be featured on the show, and it's always good to have fans featured on the show. So, Mandy, we're talking a lot about this stuff. Kai Soto, international player. We got a ton of international players in the NBA now. The process has changed a lot, and these guys are getting a better look than they did in the past. So we have so many teams with international players. So I'm going to give you the player. You give me the country of origin on where he's from. And if you watch FIBA, some of these might be easy. But if you don't know some of these guys, it might be a little tougher. So for example, like if I said Mark and Pau Gasol, you would say
España,
Spain, right? So that's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna give you 5, and I got a bonus one for you because this one's it's gonna be kind of hard, but we'll see.
It's gonna be hard.
First one, I think you know this one. JJ Barea.
Puerto Rico,
home of Bad Bunny. All right, and Christian Arroyo, big time NBA, Puerto Rican basketball player. We got Nurkic, Yusef Nurkic from yesterday. Plays for Portland.
Oh man, with that, I'm going by last name, Nurkic. I'm going to say Serbia.
All right, he says Serbia. Next player, doesn't play anymore, but again, we featured him on the show before because it's a household name for guys our age. Manu Ginobili.
Argentina.
That's what I do, coach. That's what I do. That's my boy, Manu Ginobili. I'm a big fan, even though he beat the Lakers a couple times. It is what it is. And next, younger generation guy, currently playing, not in the bubble because he's hurt, Ben Simmons.
Oh, Canada.
He says Canada. And on the same team, another international player, their best player, the guy who said he's going to carry them, Joel Embiid, the process.
That's a good one. I know for a fact he's African.
Okay.
Which country in Africa? Man, I remember seeing him in the African uniform, that whole...
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
They also have a good soccer team, too. So I'll give you that to help you out, the country.
I'll say Nigeria.
Okay, Nigeria. And now we're going to stay in the same continent. This is our bonus question. The guy who's obviously not in the league anymore, but you definitely know who he is. He played for the Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. Where's his country of origin?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's why it's a bonus question. So
I'm going to say something different. I'm going to show off my African geography skills. Okay. And I'm going to say he's from Liberia.
Okay. Liberia was the answer. Mandy, what do you think you got on this one, huh? What do you think?
I'm going to say I think I went 60%. 60% Mandy.
So you think you got 3 right?
Yeah.
Well, you got 2. You got 2 right. So JJ Barea, yes, he's Puerto Rican, home of Bad Bunny. And we got Yusef Nurkic. He's from Bosnia. That was a tough one. Okay. Manu Ginobili from Argentina. That is correct. Of course, we all know. And then Ben Simmons, not from Canada.
Where's he from?
He's from Australia, actually. He's from Australia. Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid, not from Nigeria. He's from Cameroon. That's why I said they got a good soccer team. Cameroon's,
So
they
in
qualify
Nigeria.
usually. Hakeem Olajuwon is the one that's from Nigeria. So Hakeem Olajuwon from Nigeria. So without counting the bonus question, you got 2 out of 5, putting you at 14 out of 25 right now. So we're looking pretty rough. Definitely not as
56%.
That's an F. Mr. Fernandez is officially failing this class. Not walking, nothing. He's going to summer school, folks. He's definitely going to summer school.
I'm still walking. I'm just not getting my diploma.
Hey, what's kind of funny? At Bosco, we get the cardboard or whatever the book thing. There's no diploma in it though. So yeah, I feel that.
Walk down to the basement and go get your diploma. Yeah.
Exactly. So Mandy struggling right now. He's definitely got an F. 14 out of 25. Looking rough there, buddy. We're hoping we can get you. Better next time. Not really. We really want to stump you. So keep sending me some questions. Send me some questions. We'll get Mandy. We'll get him lower. And also, it's kind of cool to know where these guys come from now, though. It's kind of cool. I didn't know Ben Simmons. I actually knew Ben Simmons from Australia. I didn't know Nurkic from Bosnia. I did not know Embiid, which was kind of cool to learn that stuff. So definitely something that's still cool. But we're talking about our international guys. We had Kai Soto on, man. We talked about some baseball, basketball stuff. But I really want to know this because you had a great one last week, Mandy. What's your takeaway for the week? What has been on your mind? What's going through there? Let's cut Mandy's soliloquy. You got a soliloquy here almost.
So my takeaway this week, I've been jumping back and forth what I want to talk about and stuff. So I want to go ahead and focus on, high school sports are coming around the corner, right, here in LA. And just today, Wednesday, I actually was on a teleconference phone call with the health department, and they released some information regarding youth sports.
Okay.
And I was sitting there listening to the information, and I'm just thinking, dang, these, they gave all these regulations, like, kids can only throw a ball between a pair of people, you can't share equipment, only outdoor stuff, no indoor practices. I'm just thinking, man, how is this crippling our development of the youth in terms of their skill set for sports? For about 4 or 5 months now, we're going to have some athletes who have not been on a basketball court, who have not been on the field practicing, working out, seeing their team. This is going to show how much of an individual you are and how much you want to work out in your backyard, work out on your sidewalk. How much are you going to improve, right, compared to just sitting down and moping? So as I'm listening to this phone call, man, I'm just thinking, wow, this generation of kids, they're either going to run with this and make themselves stronger, right, because they're going to take their individual selves to go force themselves to go work out, or it's going to make them even weaker and basically fall through the cracks and not play sports. So that's where I'm at right now. It's good. I'm trying to motivate these kids to go out, work out by themselves. But anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And I have a really similar takeaway. The news came out recently that the Pac-12 is canceling, fall sports, and it's tough. It's one of those tough things you hear. Shout out to my boy Chad Johnson Jr., who, we were pumped to get to see him on the field this year. They're not going to get a chance to this year. But it's like you said, this generation's going to have to choose, or this year at least going to have to choose, am I taking the year off and, focusing on myself or whatever it might be, or am I going to put just as much work in and develop my craft and develop my skill so that way the next time, when the next fall comes around and we see Chad Johnson Jr., he doesn't look like a freshman. You know what I mean? And we don't want these kids to lose a year. That's the scariest part of all this, is it almost feels like they're losing a year. But, if they find programs like shout out to my boy Coach Frug, like Stars and things like that, where they can continue to develop, they can continue to work and get better. It might not feel like a freshman season next year. It might feel like a sophomore season or something, or they're a little bit seasoned and developed. So definitely, obviously, we're in a time where things change constantly, and we're hoping that they start to change in the better. But great takeaway, and honestly, great show today. Really excited to see what's going on with Kai Soto here in the near future. Really excited just to continue to watch NBA and MLB, and really, folks, that was the show. That was episode 5. Make sure you're sharing this stuff with your friends. If you like this show, let them know about it. Leave us a review on Apple. It'd be great to get some feedback on, what you guys like about the show. Make sure you're subscribed on Spotify, Apple Music. Follow us on IG, Twitter, Twitch, all that great stuff. And we'll see you next time on the Next Man Up Sportscast.